Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So at WrestleMania, it was Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We all know the story of what happened to Shane McMahon prior to WrestleMania. He got sick, he had a hernia, diverticulitis, staph infection, all of this, and Shane was always adamant on wrestling. But, do you know? I didn't know this until listening to Daniel Bryan on the Jericho podcast. There was a backup in place just in case Shane couldn't wrestle at WrestleMania, and Chris Jericho told that story. So Jericho goes on to talk about how Vince McMahon personally called him and said, "Hey, we may need you for WrestleMania. I know you've got a show that day. I know you're going to watch WrestleMania with your crowd, with your fans that day, but is there any possible way we can get you to WrestleMania?" And apparently, Jericho agreed to it. He said that Vince himself was talking to him about, okay, this is what we're going to need to do. You're going to need to get on a plane possibly around this time. You're going to get to the building right before your match goes on. The whole thing's going to need to be called in the ring. And Daniel Bryan said he wasn't specifically told any of that, but he put two and two together when he asked if Shane was going to be good to go, and they told him he should be, but we have a plan in place in case he's not. So it's very interesting that Vince McMahon personally called Chris Jericho, asked Chris Jericho if he would replace Shane, but according to Jericho and Daniel, Shane was just overly adamant, "I'm going to wrestle, I don't care what anybody says, I'm going to do the match is going on as planned," and Shane did do the match. So there was a plan in place, as many like to have said, "Oh no, they always were just going to go Shane." No, Vince himself had a backup in Chris Jericho. And the very interesting thing with all of this is they wouldn't tell Daniel Bryan exactly who this backup was, and Daniel Bryan went on to say that he thinks that they're telling the guys, the boys in the back, less and less and less, because they feel that more and more and more is getting leaked out to the dirt sheets. But that's going to do it for this episode of Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember to comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, subscribe here on YouTube, and follow PWUnlimited.net for the latest in pro wrestling news.